What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your boy Will Carter, and for everyone out there who's new, we all welcome you to the kingdom. Before you go any further, make sure you hit that subscribe button, then turn that bell notification icon on, because you're not gonna want to miss when we make an upload, because why would you want to miss it? So my 29th birthday just passed a few days ago, and one of the gifts that I got for my birthday was a DIY candle kit. This is the DIY candle kit that I got from Shuttle Art, but he definitely bought it from Amazon, okay? I mean, this kit provides you with almost everything you need to make your first soy wax candle. In fact, it gives you enough materials in here to make 6. My friend knew that I had a really strong and rapidly growing interest in making my own candles, so this was like the best gift I got for my 29th birthday. So of course, he made a soy wax candle. This here is the candle that I made. It's in a 4-ounce tin, and on the top I labeled it the date that I made it and the fragrance that I used, which is lavender. There's no other labels or anything because I'm not giving this to anybody. It's just like me playing and testing it out. And just so you guys can see the inside, as you guys can see, this is the inside of the candle. Yeah, she's giving lavender. She is definitely giving lavender, like she is. Because I was so excited to be making a candle finally, I decided to film the entire process, and I'm gonna be sharing that with you guys today. The candle did come with an instruction booklet that tells you everything that you need to know about, you know, actually making it, but to be quite honest, I did not follow any of these instructions. In fact, I didn't even use this shit. Let's jump right into the candle making with my own knowledge of making candles. First things first, step 1 is to get everything that I need prepared and ready so that like when it's time to start making it, I can just jump right into the process. So get your tin ready, your vessel ready, your jar, your glass, whatever you're using, just get it ready. Put it to the side, get your soy wax to the side. I don't know exactly what type of soy wax this is, because I do know there are different types of soy wax, but the kit didn't really tell you if it was like 464 golden wax, if it was some other kind, so we're just gonna say it's just soy wax because they didn't tell me. I took my candle wicks out of the box and set that to the side. I grabbed my fragrance oil, which I decided to use lavender, and of course the wick stickers, which is going to be used to properly secure the candle wick to the bottom of the tin jar that I'm going to be using. And of course, you cannot forget about the kitchen scale. You cannot proceed with candle making if you do not have a scale, and you'll see why later. I just want to make a note that the candle making kit did not come with a scale. From my knowledge, most of them don't come with kitchen scales or any type of digital scale. So you really have to make sure you get one of these separate. If you don't have one around the house, get one of these, because you really cannot do this without a scale. We'll get to that part later. For step 2, I'm going to be measuring out my soy wax directly inside the pitcher that came with my candle making kit, because I'm going to be using the double boil method to melt down my wax. Now, I have a 4-ounce tin. I don't want my candles to fill to the brim of that tin, so I'm only going to be making a 3-ounce candle. So for now, I'm going to be measuring out 2.68 ounces of wax, and I'll explain why I'm only using that much and not 3 ounces in a second. Step 3, I'm going to be preparing my jar, or tin. It's definitely not a jar, it's a tin. I'm going to be wicking my tin. It comes with these wick stickers. Personally, I don't think these wick stickers are like really like sticky. I don't think that they're like super strong. I don't know how it's gonna hold out down the road. But hey, it's a candle making kit. You know, you get what you pay for. You know, it wasn't expensive or anything. So we're using what we got. And after I secure my wick to the bottom of the tin, I'm going to be using the centering tool that came with the kit. This helps you center the wick and make sure that like it's not like moving side to side or anything while you're pouring your wax, because then, you know, that's gonna cause problems for you later on anyway. Now for the next step, I'm going to be preparing my fragrance oil. As I mentioned, I'm making a lavender scented candle, so I'm going to be using the fragrance oil lavender. For this candle that I'm making, I'm going to be using a 12% fragrance load, which will be 0.32 ounces of the lavender oil. That's the reason why I didn't measure out 3 ounces of soy wax, because if I would have used 3 ounces of soy wax and then added in the fragrance oil to that, my candle would have been 3.32 ounces instead of 3 ounces that I wanted. However, this particular tiny bottle gives you a total of 3.4, and the extra 2 I don't really think is that big of a deal. At least I don't think so. So I'm just gonna use the whole bottle anyway, and we'll test it and see how that works. Now that I got everything prepared and ready to go, I'm going to get my double boiler going. I'm going to fill up a little pot with some water, get the fire on, and place the pitcher directly inside of it and let it melt. I have a thermometer so that I can keep track of the temperature, as well as a wooden stick that I'm going to be using to stir everything in to help it melt faster and to also like mix the fragrance oil in after I pour it. With any candle making, you have to heat up your wax to a certain temperature before you pour the fragrance oil in. And with soy wax, that temperature is really between 180 and 190, maybe more like 180, 185. You really should just follow the instructions that come with the soy wax. Of course, as I said, I did not follow those instructions. I just was like, I'm just gonna do what I do. But I did decide to heat up between 180 and 185. And I don't know about the rest of y'all, but it get real hot over that double boil at the bitch. Like my hand was burning. So I decided to go and grab this little glove that really helped keep my hand from burning. This is a glove that typically comes with like flat irons when you're like doing your hair and stuff like that. And trust me, it worked. It really worked. My hand was not hot at all, but you know, for that fire. This part of the process takes some time. Not so much waiting for the wax to melt, but waiting for it to heat up to 180 degrees. So a lot of candle makers use this time to like prepare their jars, wick their jars, measure out their fragrance oils. And I guess that's okay, because again, this time does take some time to wait for it to heat up. Me personally, I like everything to be prepared beforehand. I don't mind standing around waiting. I don't mind, you know, just kind of like shifting my attention to something else really quickly. Like I like everything to be ready, because I don't want to feel like I'm on a timer to get my, you know, jars wicked and get my fragrance oil like measured out correctly. Because what if I make a mistake and I gotta start over, I gotta re-wick it, I gotta, you know, remeasure my fragrance oils, and I don't want to like be standing around waiting too long to do that. So that's why I measured everything out beforehand. So by the end of it, my wax heated up to 183 degrees, which was perfect. Unfortunately, something went wrong with the camera and I didn't get to record the part of me pouring in the fragrance oil, but I really don't think that's that big of a deal, to be honest. I mean, come on, like, I'm sure you know what that looks like. But I poured in the lavender oil straight into the pitcher, and this is the part now when you're gonna start stirring and mixing it. When you pour that fragrance oil into that candle wax, it is so important that you really mix that well. So what I decided to do was to set a timer for 2 full minutes on my Apple Watch, so that I knew that I was getting a good like amount of time of stirring that wax. I know a lot of times people say about 1 to 2 minutes, but I definitely wanted to do 2 full minutes. Once the 2 minutes is up and you're finished stirring, you could stir for a little bit longer if you'd like, or you can just say, look, I gave it the 2 minutes it needed. Next step, which would be waiting for the wax to then cool down to about 130, 135. And once it cools down to that temperature, then it's gonna be safe to then pour your wax into your vessel, tin, glass, jar, whatever you're using. And this part takes a little bit of time too, just like it did waiting for it to heat up. And again, a lot of candle makers like to use this time to set things up and get things ready. Again, I don't wanna have to be in a rush to work at the pace of the temperature dropping. So again, I like to have everything pre-ready. As you guys know, my candles were already wicked, wicks were centered. All we need to do is just pour it once that temperature drops. And once your temperature drops to your desired temperature, all that's left to do is to gently pour your wax inside your jar, glass, tin, vessel, whatever. And there you have it, your very own handmade, homemade, DIY soy wax candle. You tell him you did that, because he did that. But you're not done just yet. Your candle is still liquid and you gotta wait for it to cool off and solidify. I would say give it about 3 hours before you trim your wick. When I made this candle, I only had scissors, so it's looking real crazy. It's giving very like, whose 5-year-old made this candle, bitch? But I did get with trimmer since then, so catch me on the next candle. After trimming and putting the lid on it and setting it aside, give it 1 week to cure. You need at least 1 week to really get the best hot throw from your candles. You know, the process was super simple. It was really easy, but I had so much fun doing it and I just cannot wait to make more candles. And the kit gives you enough materials for 6 candles, but I'm gonna be making way more candles beyond the 6 that I'm gonna make with this kit. So make sure you guys stick around for that. And now that we're here at the end of this video, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to give it a like if you like this video. Drop a comment in the comment section down below if you are a seasoned candle maker and you have suggestions, comments about my process, anything you think I did wrong. I mean, girl, I didn't do anything wrong, but I'm just saying. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. That's important too. Subscribe. Bell notification icon. You should have did it already. And with that being said, I hope you guys have a beautiful good morning, beautiful good afternoon, and a beautiful good night wherever you are in the world. Bye-bye.